The internet said that Puffy tried to kill me. I left them parties early. I was out by 9. Something don't look right. It's slippery in here.
Remember when Puffy threw the big parties and we was in Miami? And
the all-white party?
The all-white party, but it's New Year's. So I go there, I'm partying, I'm trying to keep up with Puff. I rent a Bentley. I ain't had no money, so I had to, and the way I got the Bentley, he said, give me a credit card. I said, okay, here, take this one, don't run this until, run this on Tuesday, and then I'm gonna pay cash for this, just to get the Bentley, because Puff was driving around a Bentley. So now I'm in my white Bentley and, Miami following Puff.
Jamie Foxx, the Oscar-winning actor and Hollywood icon, recently opened up about his mysterious health struggles and recovery. During his stand-up set, he dropped cryptic hints about Diddy's alleged activities before his incarceration, fueling fan theories. Many believe Foxx might be subtly distancing himself from his past ties with the controversial music mogul.
The internet said that Puffy tried to kill me. I left them parties early. I was out by 9. Something don't look right. It's slippery in here.
Well, I hang with P. Diddy, a lot, man. Sean, Puffy Combs. We hang out, man. I mean, we party, and I call him Black Gatsby, man.
Jamie Foxx laughing off his party days with Diddy, poking fun in his Netflix comedy special, Jamie Foxx What Had Happened Was, which is streaming now. The actor and comedian breaking his silence about his road to recovery after his near-fatal stroke last year spawned conspiracy theories on social media.
Y'all said I was a clone. You really thought I was a clone. Listen, I was having dinner at some eatery in Vegas, and I walk out, and my daughter's behind me, and she overheard the dude go, "That ain't that. That's a clone. Diddy got that. That's a clone. That ain't Jamie Foxx."
Jamie holds nothing back when it comes to Diddy's downfall, even referencing this shocking discovery during his federal home raids.
Baby oil, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
I didn't like. I was in that tunnel. It was hot in that tunnel. Am I going to the wrong place in this? Because I looked at the end of the tunnel and I thought I saw the devil, like, come on. Was that Puffy? Around. But if it was Puffy, he had like a flaming bottle of Johnson & Johnson.
And he hangs out and he makes it. He says, and he'll tell you he's rich as he wants to be. He is really 52% tax bracket. He does not mind telling you.
But I gotta tell you this, Atlanta, you can't clone this. I brought you too much original. It ain't enough clone juice in the world to clone me.
Once close friends, Jamie Foxx and Diddy's connection is now under scrutiny. Foxx's sudden hospitalization, mirroring incidents involving others allegedly tied to Diddy, has raised questions. Could his health scare have been more sinister than revealed?
So the real reason Jamie Foxx was put in the hospital was because he allegedly knew too much about Diddy's crimes. It's been alleged that Jamie would throw basketball parties with big names in rap music, including Jay-Z and Diddy. Jamie was a regular at Diddy's parties as well, and months before Cassie's lawsuit dropped, Jamie allegedly went into a coma. After coming out, he made a status update about fake friends, and many people thought it had to do with Diddy. Diddy's ex-girlfriend Kim Porter died mysteriously, and her ex-husband Albie Schur said she was running before she died, and he was working on a documentary about his life. Next thing you know, Albie Schur was mysteriously put into a coma, and when he got out, he also heavily implied it had something to do with Diddy. People are speculating that both knew too much about Diddy's crimes.
Jamie's past interviews, where he spoke fondly of Diddy's infamous parties, contradict his recent claim of leaving by 9 o'clock p.m. Could his documented presence at these gatherings have made him a potential target?
Puff comes, and big parties, like 2,000. Puff is there, and it's all about him. And I'll never forget, he got mad at me a little bit because I would follow him, and I would actually follow him with a camera. Because at that time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You know, you couldn't even get in his parties. So the way I would get in his parties, I'd show up with a camera. Like, hey, Puff, you need document.
In a shocking revelation, celebrity Bodyguard Big Homie alleged in an interview that Diddy might have poisoned Jamie Foxx. He claimed the story of Foxx suffering a stroke was merely a cover-up for a more sinister truth.
Well, I think we'll just probably start off with the biggest stuff that's been going on, man, since our last interview, man, and that is Diddy has been arrested, man. He's arrested at a Manhattan hotel, and they're charging him with a lot of crimes, a lot of serious crimes. He's looking at, 15 years to life in prison. trafficking, you know, a lot of really nasty charges. You know, what was your first thoughts when you first seen the news?
Well, my first thoughts was like kind of like vindication, because to everybody who was on the comments in the first interview trying to say I was lying or embellishing, everything I said proved to be facts. Everything that I laid out on the table was shown to be facts. And you know, they didn't arrest him until he brought his private jet to New York. Because part of the agreement was, as long as his private jet was not in the same city and state as him, he could stay on the street. He brought that private jet to New York. They see him out there taking pictures with little females on the street. This guy had a sucker in his mouth, man, in front of some young females. They came and got him. What's going on? Like, what's that about? I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. And I've been saying it for years. But like now, it's out in the open. And you see in the indictment that they had the blonde hair vampire workers in there. In the indictment, they got this man on camera, a male worker on camera, man. I told y'all, I'm telling facts. Oh no.
Now, we've touched on some of the stories from before, but a lot of them were just, you know, like Dwight Howard. You know, now, I mean, there's nothing really illegal about anything that you actually seen. You know, what are some of the things that you heard behind the scenes that were going on before this indictment actually dropped?
Well, I know he poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
So, wait, you're saying that Diddy poisoned Jamie Foxx and that's how Jamie Foxx got sick?
Jamie Foxx reported this man to the FBI because of this. Facts.
Wow. Okay, and how did you hear about this? If you can tell me, or if you can't, that's all good. But you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you know, people are they're gonna want to know, you know what I'm saying, how, you know, how this happened, or you know what I'm saying, what's the backstory to this?
But by the time this drop, this is gonna be in the stratosphere. It's gonna be in the ether by the time this drop. You can probably look it up right now. But by the time this interview drop, this is gonna be out in the ether for sure. These people poison people, bro. I've been poisoned 3 times. Why am I testing positive for cyanide? You feel me? Why do I had pneumonia 3 times? So people like, man, why he breathe like that? Because I only got 1 lung. And then I had a car crash, I got 1 nostril permanently blocked. And I done had pneumonia 3 times. Somebody been trying to poison me. My brother got poisoned with me. The little lady I was bodyguarding, she got poisoned. Like, somebody is carrying on these antics. These is facts.
Is there any idea why Diddy would want to poison Jamie Foxx?
You get called to testify if you on camera and some of this footage, and you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself. It's ways in this industry people go about doing things. Just know I tested positive for cyanide 3 times after drinking some bottles in the club. Once you get hit with the cyanide, it turned into pneumonia. I had it 3 times. So, fact.
So I just want to make sure we're talking about what was it, a year or 2 ago or so, when Jamie Foxx got real sick and everybody said he had a stroke.
Yes.
We're talking about that? We're talking about something different.
I'm talking about that.
Okay. Now, and you said that you've been, you know, victim of having your, you know, liquor poisoned. Like, what do you think that you did that made them want to poison you?
You know, bro, if you ask anybody about me, they're gonna tell you I'm known for blowing the spot up. So like, I've had altercations with people around him for doing strange things to people that I'm close with, and they do little sneaky stuff like that. You feel me? So you know.
Music director Chope No Joke suggested Jamie Foxx's attendance at Diddy's parties put him at risk. With Diddy now behind bars, Chope believes Jamie can finally breathe easy and move forward without fear.
Jamie Foxx states in the special that Diddy was responsible for what happened to him, and he is the one that called the FBI on him.
It kind of makes me think about a couple of things too. So we just talked about Jay-Z and Puff. There was also this allegation floating around that Diddy has set up Jamie Foxx, or that Diddy was the reason why Jamie Foxx got in the hospital. Did you hear that rumor? And what's the detail that you understood what took place? Because all of us thought it was COVID related, and I think Jamie even saw a video of him talking about he had took something and then like sometime later he fell out. But what's going on with that?
Well, there was a rumor, or I can't say it was the truth because I wasn't there, but there's been a rumor that the whole time when Jamie was out, for the industry insiders, Diddy had did that to him.
Okay.
He caught Jamie filming, allegedly, or whatever. They told Jamie to chill. He didn't chill, and allegedly Diddy and security beat Jamie, and that's why Jamie was in the hospital, allegedly, right? But then there's the thing where they saying that they gave him some type of pill or something that knocked him out. But it all was alleged connected back to Diddy, right? Because something happened with Diddy and Jamie. Now, more recently, Jamie has a special coming out on Netflix called What Had Really Happened Was, and I went to the taping of it. It was 3 days taping. I went to the first show, I went to the last show. Okay. Jamie Foxx states in this, spoiler alert, but Jamie Foxx states in the special that Diddy was responsible for what happened to him, and he is the one that called the FBI on him.
So it's got to be a joke, though, right?
I don't think he was joking. Y'all can determine was he joking or not when you see the show. Because to me, I'm a new comedian, right? I've learned and learned from game. I know when somebody's setting up a punchline, and I know when you're serious. And when he said it, I called it, and I'm the one that called the FBI. He said, Diddy, is the one that did something to me or whatever. And I'm not going to give out, I don't want to give away his jokes or nothing, but after he said Diddy did something to me, he said, and I'm the one that called the feds on him. So everybody out here that's talking about Diageo, this, that, and the other, better go back and think about when that happened to Jamie and start looking at the chain of events.
That's deep. That's really deep. So, because I would say the timeline does reflect Jamie went down. That was last year. And then are we saying that something in response, Jamie responded and alerted whatever activity Puff had going on to shut him down as like his get back?
I wouldn't say his get back, but for his protection, Jamie was scared, right? He disappeared, right? He out now as soon as Puff went to jail, right? We see him at the game with Jerry Jones, right? Before, nobody seen Jamie. We just had these mysterious sightings of him on the boat, and then they had the fake Jamie out here, right? Then we haven't seen him. As soon as Puff went to jail, he was at the goddamn Dallas basketball game. Football game.
Jaguar Wright hinted that Jamie Foxx might not be the Hollywood charmer he appears to be. She suggested his fallout with Diddy was no coincidence, linking it to his health crisis and alleging it was a targeted act by Diddy.
Jamie Foxx.
What about Jamie?
You've been in rooms.
I know Jamie.
What's your?
Me and Jamie shared a manager, Breon.
Shout out Breon.
And yeah, somebody please put him on a milk carton. No one's seen him since Jamie went into the hospital. I hope Breon's okay. Hope he didn't have a stroke.
Does the Claudia Jordan thing stem from that?
No,
Foxhole?
no, not really. That's more about the transgender assistants that were constantly engaged to come and party with Jamie because everyone knows he likes transgender women. He went after my Gigi. Want to know when we met all up together, when they met my Gigi?
Go ahead.
At a party at Park. It was the second inauguration for the Obamas, and I was there as a guest at the party, like I was at the first inauguration. And I brought Gigi with me. And Jamie had his eye on it. And Brianna asked me if it was cool. And I said, everybody here is grown. Gigi was quite catnip. I mean, if you look at her, she's amazing. But I never let her fake it. I never let her pretend to be a woman. But I always insisted that she behave like one. The transgender girls that I took care of and I looked after who were in the business or worked with the business or clientele in the business, I always demanded that they think highly of themselves. They had keys to my house, so on the nights where they couldn't go home and they didn't trick enough money, they didn't have to keep tricking, you know? Come to the house. Food will be on the stove. Don't die tonight. Because a lot of them end up in dumpsters. So yeah, you know, Jamie done a lot. The basketball games that he hosted. I mean, everybody knew, and there's no point in me hiding it now because his fate has been sealed, whatever it may be. But everybody knew if you went to a party at Jamie's house that at midnight, the witching hour began. And basically he would have a party and everybody would be in there. But at 12 o'clock, the women would start to take off their clothes and you would have to guess if you were with a cisgender woman or a transgender woman. So some of these dudes, they already been making out with these chicks, you know, they already been doing all kinds of stuff. And then the clothes come off and you figure out whether or not you got a chick or a chick with it. That was a standard. Or the night that another male R&B artist that I know, and I've already spoke about this. I'm not gonna put you out there, but you know exactly who you are. You know you was there underneath that piano sucking Jamie's while he was playing Mozart. And he taped it and I saw it. Now I've already spoke about this on another channel and I'm not gonna say your name this time because you didn't sue me. So we already know what it is. But what I will say is this. Tonka trucks are Tonka trucks, not tanks. You got played, and that's just what it is.
The rabbit hole runs deeper. Diddy's late wife, Kim Porter, died under suspicious circumstances, and months before her death, her ex-husband, Al B, sure was hospitalized in a coma with symptoms eerily similar to Jamie Foxx's. Al B sure had publicly accused Diddy of involvement in Kim's death, claiming she was intentionally.
Al says he's working on a film project that'll tell his life story, and in the same breath, he said the public will finally get a chance to see how he really ended up in a coma in 2022.
And you really understand how I ended up in a coma. You're really gonna need to call Homeland Security.
So you probably heard about Al's health scare. He suddenly fell ill and fell into a coma in late summer 22. And he was incapacitated for 3 whole months before miraculously waking up and working toward a full recovery. An official cause was never offered up.
Now let's talk a little bit about Al B, because before Kim was with P. Diddy, she was with Al B and they had a child together. And he's been open about his conspiracies. He indirectly alleges, look at that legal protection, indirectly alleges that Kim Porter may have been. It was reported that she was sick with the flu before asking P. Diddy, the father of her 3 children, to take care of the kids to make sure they did not get sick. 3 days later, on November 15th, Kim died in her sleep from a lung infection.
A shocked and devastated Diddy spotted at the home where his ex suddenly and mysteriously died.
Kim was not found unresponsive in bed. She was discovered on the bathroom floor. If they found her in bed, then she was strategically placed there.
Kim probably told all that a book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died. You understand what I'm saying?
The chatter around Columbus is that Kim's family is seeking legal advice and is unequivocally in pursuit to slap Diddy with a lawsuit for wrongful.
So let's talk a little bit about this investigation and the family's belief that, P. Diddy is responsible for a wrongful death. Al B has been proposing the possibility of her death being the result of foul play and not due to complications of an illness. Even though she's 47 years old, they determined that she died of natural causes. Al B claimed that in the time leading up to Kim's death, she was running from someone or something, and that he had told her, recounted in a now deleted Instagram caption, to call the FBI. Only later did he add instead that she was running a marathon. Interesting. So he went up and saved himself there. It seems like Al B needs to watch his back because he keeps going out and giving accountings of what had happened, and when he heard this news, he shared what his initial reaction was. Listen very closely because this little segment is difficult to find on the internet, and it seems like he was suspicious from the start.
That he does not believe that Kim died from natural causes. 52-year-old shared his personal thoughts on her passing after coming across a video he took following the news of her death. I was on my way to film the pre-show packages for the Soul Train Awards on BET with Tisha Campbell and Tanisha Arnold. I received a call from my PR and talent producer, Queenie Donald Johnson, asking me if I was okay and did I hear the news. I do know very clearly that Kim didn't just check up out of here all of a sudden, and it wasn't no pneumonia. That's bull. See, this is where I'm going to get in trouble, stated Al B. Shore. Al B. went on to add, to just prior, he and Kim attended an event for their son Quincy Brown's Netflix film, The Holiday Calendar, and this was just a couple of weeks prior. He stated, she was in fantastic health and well, and laughing and seeing me and Diddy's mutual exchange.
So he goes on to explain that he had just seen Kim and that she was in great spirits and she was thriving. So to hear this news, it didn't really add up. And since then, there have been so many conspiracies, but there's not a lot of consistency. I think there is a general consensus, though, that Kim Porter knew something that P. Diddy did not want out there. The question is, how much did she know and how damaging was it? Also, was she planning on writing a book and getting her secrets out there? I mean, it seems like a lot of her team were also aware of what was going on.
Kim Porter's autopsy report deepens the mystery, presenting a strange narrative surrounding the circumstances of her untimely death.
This 47-year-old woman, Kimberly Antoinette Porter, died of lobar pneumonia. And remember, lobar pneumonia is a type of pneumonia that is specifically caused by a bacteria, and in most cases, it is caused by the strep bacteria. According to reports, the summary says, Ms. Porter was reportedly not feeling well with flu-like symptoms for approximately 4 days. She recently visited Africa, but she returned about a month before she died. And she was pretty much fine until about 4 days ago. So they're kind of saying, don't blame Africa for this. He goes on to say, on November 7th, 8 days before she died, she was experiencing throat pain, which would make sense if she had strep, right? And called a physician to request azithromycin. Now, I did look up what azithromycin is, and it is an antibiotic that is used to treat bacterial infections. It will not work if you have a virus, if you have a cold, or if you have a flu, but it will work on bacteria. So she called a doctor to request azithromycin, an antibiotic. She was seen by a physician on November 12th. Okay, hold on. On November 7th, she was experiencing throat pain and called a physician to request azithromycin, but she was not seen by a physician until the 12th. 5 days went by before the doctor ever showed up and she was calling for antibiotics. That's a little bit interesting in my opinion. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. So when she saw that physician, finally 5 days later when he decided to show up, or she, now I'm starting to wonder, is it the one that offed Michael Jackson? Is that man still in jail? We need to check. Did Fahim Shaheem Muhammad, or whatever his name is, send this doctor too? That's what I'm wondering. When that doctor finally bothered to show up 5 days later on the 12th, he noted that Kim had cold and flu-like symptoms, including nasal congestion. She had sweat, a mild cough, body aches, and a sore throat. Still, 5 days of sore throat. She had a temperature of 102 degrees with, look what it says, with flu and strep throat test being negative.
Then there's Oprah, who allegedly played a key role in helping Jamie Foxx secure his Oscar. Was it a genuine act of goodwill, or did it come with hidden strings attached? Fans speculate about her deeper connections within Hollywood's shadowy circles.
Jamie Foxx! It was Oprah. Jamie! You know, when she mad, she said, Jamie Foxx! What are you doing, Jamie Foxx? I said, who this is? Oprah. She said, you're blowing it.
She said that to you?
Because we were just out hanging. We weren't taking the moment serious. She says, I want to take you somewhere so you can understand the significance of what you're doing. And where she took me to Quincy Jones's house.
Wait, what?
She takes me to Quincy's house. And Quincy was, hey, man, how you doing, man? You're doing a great job on Ray, but just everything else up, man. Man, you gotta buckle down, baby.
Quincy said that to you?
And we walked in and said, you see, that's 54 million records, man. Thriller, man. You know, you can do it, man, but we're counting on you, baby. So then Oprah says, now, are you ready to meet the person that I brought you here to talk with? And there was Sidney Porter. Oh, he says, I saw you one time. You were at a party. Do you remember that? I was like, yes, tears. First joke, I said, hey man, they say I'm sleeping with everybody. And everybody yelling. I said, so I'm laying in bed with Oprah. I lean over to Gail and say, hey, this is crazy. Yo, we getting together. Yo, Steph, and get us some juice. But Oprah was definitely rubbing your shoulders on show. She was loving you, bro. We had a connection. If it was right, I didn't want to disrespect.
What do you think? Was Jamie Foxx's health scare truly a stroke? Or could it be part of a deeper, darker narrative tied to Diddy and his alleged victims? Share your thoughts in the comments below.